WHGE 95.3 FM coming up, the Open Eye.
Those of us that indulge in or commit intellectual violence don't do so for the pleasure of mental masturbation or ego diddling. We do so because the chains of oppression on our people's minds are deep and difficult to remove.
Good morning, my children of the sun. Welcome to the Open Eye on WHGE 95.3 FM. I'm your host and third eye optometrist, Patrice Gibbs, here to get it started, here to get your eye open. Yes, indeed. Let me start off, get my disclaimer out the way. All right.
The views and opinions expressed on the Open Eye are those of the host,
Steve, Tommy, I see y'all.
And do not reflect the policy or position of WHGE 95.3 FM, nor our sponsor, the Delaware Center for Homeless Vets. Any content provided by Open Eye's hosts, guests, or contributors are theirs and are not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, company, or individual.
WHGE 95.3 FM. We're going to start off here with a PSA. All right. The East Side Pride Recovery Meeting invites you to a march for unity in our community. Join us at any point along the way. We will march and clean up our community as we walk and talk. We will meet at 10th and Walnut Streets, circle through the east side, all right, and return to 10th and Walnut Streets. This will be on Saturday, November 25th at noon until 2. The meeting location, as I said, will start at 10th and Walnut Streets. Okay, don't miss it. Saturday, November 25th. A march for unity in our community. We're going to clean up the community. All right. Let's get it moving here. Okay, you know, when I was 12, what have you, smart aleck kid, full of myself, you know. And one day my mother caught me berating some of my buddies for not knowing something about Black history that I knew. She called me in the house and she told me, she said, let me tell you something with your little arrogant ass. You wouldn't know what you know if you hadn't been taught at home. How dare you berate your friends for not knowing what you were fortunate enough to learn? She gave me a quote. She said, I want you to read this and I want you to remember it. Don't be in such a hurry to condemn a person because he doesn't do what you do or think as fast excuse me, let me start that over. Don't be in such a hurry to condemn a person because he doesn't do what you do or think as you think or as fast. There was a time when you didn't know what you know today. That's a quote from Malcolm X. Yeah. Don't come down on people for not knowing what you know. I usually start off here, but I'm going to get right to it. Every generation has its purpose. Ours is to reveal the truth and reverse the brainwashing. And that's what we do here on the Open Eye. That's our mission, is to reverse the brainwashing. All right. Let me give you a quick little musical break here. All right, and we're going to get right to it. Just right quick. All right. Brother Mishba, I see you. Hey, Mamie, glad you joined us. All right, all right. Let's get right back to it. WHGE 95.3 FM, The Open Eye. This is, quote was posted by Sister Tracy Johnson. Okay. The reason we don't have Medicare for all is both parties are owned by giant insurance companies. That's one of the reasons. All right, I'm going to come back to that. The reason we don't have a new Green Deal, a Green New Deal, is both parties are owned by big oil companies. The reason we don't have world peace is both parties are owned by the defense industry. Let's go back to that first one. The reason we don't have Medicare for all is both parties are owned by giant insurance companies. There's a lot of truth in that. Okay? But the real reason that we don't have health care for all, free health care for all, we actually give money to other countries that have free health care, use American taxpayer money to pay for health care for their people, which we don't even have. The reason we don't have health care, free health care, across the board for all American citizens, the reason it's not considered a right to be healthy in America is racism. What? Yeah, that's the reason. Every president from Teddy Roosevelt up through Obama has tried to give Americans free health care. I might have to pull back on that when I say Obama, because he basically went along with a Republican health care plan developed by Mitt Romney, former governor of Massachusetts, that really does nothing more than put money in the pockets of the giant insurance companies. But the reason we don't have health care is because white supremacy, white racists, did not want black people to have health care, so they turned it down for themselves. Cut off your nose to spite your face. This is how crazy these people are. Okay? As long as it don't help them, we don't mind if it hurt us. That's their mantra. The last thing in the world they want to see is black people getting anything. And they will deny themselves to keep black people from having just humanity and services in our country. I want to go to that third one. The reason we don't have world peace is both parties are owned by the defense industry. You know, it's something that Eisenhower warned. Eisenhower, a Republican, a general, he warned the country before he left office of the military-industrial complex. Military hero, American hero, General Smedley Butler, explained to us in the 30s, might have been the 20s, in the 1920s, that war is a racket. Our military is not really about protecting our freedoms. We gave up our lives. I'm a veteran. We gave up our lives. We gave to our country to protect our freedom. No. That's biscuit sauce, BS. The American military is really corporate security. When America says, we got to go protect our interests, what they mean is we got to protect the interests of the corporations that control our government. You don't think that's so? Pay attention. Always watch where the money goes. Look how they robbed the American treasury during the Iraqi war. There. What sort of government is it that can't guarantee a single cent for public and affordable housing, but can guarantee billions for everyone in Congress to get a raise? For everyone in the government to get a raise. They can guarantee $41 billion for fossil fuel subsidies. They can guarantee $16 billion in tax sessions for property investors. But they can't guarantee a cent for public and affordable housing in the middle of the worst housing crisis we have seen in generations. Yeah, you go to any large city, and you will see the homeless in tent cities sleeping on the street. How dare America declare any other country a third world country? The homelessness is so pervasive in America that it is actually shocking to other countries. Okay, I saw a Chinese lady who was visiting here. They don't have homelessness. Okay? She was like, wow, maybe we need to collect up some donations for America because their homeless is on the street. Because they have so many of their citizens on the street. It's unbelievable. You know, it's something when you see video or photos of African countries and what have you, they always show you the bad side. Children with swollen bellies from malnutrition and flies walking all over their face and what have you. What they don't show you are the cities in Africa, many of which are thriving. Many of which have a better happiness, what do they call that? A happiness measure than most cities in America. Go through some cities in America, it's blight. The infrastructure is raggedy as hell. One politician said, grow up. Grow up. If you think that your strategy is to tell everyone in this country that's immature to think that in one of the wealthiest countries in the world, a roof over everyone's head is immature. If you think it's a strategy to call people immature because we think it's wrong that you're raising more money from charging interest on student debt than you are from raising taxes on gas corporations. If you think it's a good strategy to tell everyone in this country that is immature to expect that while politicians in these places are about to get a raise they don't even deserve, we think no one in this country should be forced to live on poverty payments. You got people working full-time jobs that can't afford housing. And these politicians' response is, you're being immature. I heard one of these corporatists, and I think he was in Australia, and I tell you, I quoted a guy from Australia in this piece right here, where he said, this corporatist said, we need to make jobs harder to get and cut the pay because these people are getting too arrogant about wanting to live or have a livable wage. We need to make it so that They're grateful for the slave wages that we allowed them to get. No one should be forced to live on poverty payments. How dare you? How dare you? And the strategy that you resort to is telling the public to grow up. Here's the strategy they're deploying. They're trying to crush your hope. They're telling you this is all you can hope for. The Open Eye, WHGE 95.3 FM. All right. Hey, what's up, bro? All right. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. Well, we all remember when the riverboat captain in Alabama threw his hat up in the air. It was like the bat call. Hold on for a second. Nsoromma in the building getting set up. All right. We still with you. Yeah, y'all remember that. The black riverboat captain. You know, he put his fist up there and went hanging. That's where. Good morning, Nsoromma.
Good morning, my brother. Good morning, my brother.
Let me turn your mic on here.
Hello, world.
All right. Wagwan.
Chop. Hello, world. What's good?
Yes,
House, what's happening?
All right. You remember the riverboat captain?
Yeah.
He was hat up in the air.
They had Aquaman swimming across the
Yeah. Yeah, buddy.
We need to stick together like that more often.
Yes, we do.
More frequently.
Yes, we do.
When the cops be jumping on our kids and stuff like that, man. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something.
What?
Whenever we stand up and protect ourselves, all right?
Yeah.
We're seen as a danger.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah. Whenever we defend ourselves, that's criminal to the oppressor, to this low-life colonizer.
Wow.
Because the riverboat captain at the center of the riverfront brawl has been accused of assault and arraigned and indicted. Yeah.
Do you hear it? It was 4 or 5 white people jumped on him for being and parked in the wrong spot, and he still get the short end of the stick. And that's America for black people.
That's right.
Period. You know what I'm saying?
Court records show one of the white men accused of assaulting the co-captain during the August brawl filed a complaint last night saying the co-captain hit him first during the chaotic melee. It's on video. Y'all jumped this dude.
Why?
And he facing charges of misdemeanor assault.
When they should be arrested for being parked in the wrong, for disobeying the law anyway. He had the right to tell him to move.
That he did.
I mean, how about it was a white person that did that?
Oh,
now would the white person be locked up? Or have charges brought against him?
No.
I mean, that's what's going on, man.
Because if the situation had been reversed,
right?
Okay, cops would have showed up and beat the hell out of them black people.
Yep.
Probably shot a couple.
That's crazy, man. I'm really tired of that.
Yeah. This is the crap that we put up with here. All right, you call the cops. Oh, you're in trouble for calling the cops.
Right.
How many times? How many times have we seen black people call the cops and wind up on the dirty end of the stick?
Or did.
Or did. That's what it is.
Wow.
This is the crap we putting up with. Now, last week, I talked about how Israel, okay, cannot be criticized.
What you mean, not be criticized for what?
For the dirt that they're doing, for the genocide that they're committing on the Palestinian people. And let me tell you how deep that goes.
How deep?
Okay. A Newport Beach student suspended for making remarks to another student. You know what he got suspended for? For saying free Palestine. That's what he got suspended for. Okay?
It's to the point now that we can't even have freedom of speech.
No. Not when it comes to speaking against Israel.
I mean, period. I don't care who you speak against. Freedom of speech is freedom of speech.
That's
you know
right.
what I'm saying? So
That's
if
right.
I got a right to say I don't like you or I don't care about what's going on in your life, and I get locked up or punished for that, come on, man.
Speaking against
America
Israel.
is becoming the softest place ever.
Yeah. A Corona Del middle school, high school student was suspended this week for remarks made to another student that included the words free Palestine.
Wow.
All right. Now I got this from the LA Times, and I want you to check the propaganda. Watch how they twist this
How
up.
they do their thing.
Yeah. Annette Franco, a spokesman for the Newport Mesa Unified School District, confirmed that the student was suspended but declined to provide any details. She emphasized in an email to the Times that students are not disciplined for exercising their right to free speech.
Right.
While we cannot share specifics of the situation due to student privacy, we assure you that the appropriate action was taken based on the facts of what occurred. We value students' freedom of speech, but we will not tolerate hateful speech in our schools, especially not hate speech that incites others to engage in this negative behavior.
Wow.
Yeah.
But they can say the N-word all day.
All day.
And then they can do all. I don't get it, man.
Yeah.
We have to really stand up and become our own army and everything because they are trying to dismantle the American people for real.
Okay, the incident comes about after swastikas were tagged on the locker of a Jewish student, and after Hamas militants launched a brutal attack. See how they put that in? A brutal attack on southern Israel, sparking an ongoing war that has left 1,200 Israelis and 11,000 Palestinians dead.
Wow.
Authorities are investigating the swastika incident as a hate crime. Okay, let me go back and read that part there.
Okay, what?
Sparking an ongoing war that has left 1,200 Israeli and 11,000 Palestinians dead. 10 times as more Palestinians. And they're calling it a war. That's not a war.
That's a slaughter.
That's a slaughter.
Exactly.
All right. The family of the student in the recent incident could not be reached for comment Saturday. But a woman identifying herself as Zena on Instagram claimed she was the student's aunt. In her post, she provided details about the incident with a photo of the suspension letter written by Jacob Haley. Jacob Haley, all right, the principal of Corona Del Mar Middle and High School. In the letter, the student is accused of violating 2 education codes that prohibit students from harassing and threatening other students. The incident that caused this suspension follows. The student said threatening remarks to a young lady in class. He said, free Palestine. That was threatening remarks.
How?
Yeah.
Prove it.
Prove it. How is saying free Palestine a threatening remark?
When
to
I got an
another
aunt, right, that it lives in Palestine. You don't know what type of situation I have involved with Palestine for me to even say that.
That's right.
So, I mean, that's crazy, man.
Yeah.
It really is.
Okay, the Times is not naming the student because he's a minor, but he's suspended for 3 days.
But you can punish him as a grown-up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. But what they left out was what this female student was saying to this young Palestinian.
What was she saying, Brother Pat?
You're a terrorist.
Now that right there is the criminal side of it.
Yeah.
You can't.
She got worse. She got worse.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
She said, you need to go back to your own country. Oh, that's right. Well, you don't have a country anymore because we bombed the hell out of you.
Oh, nah.
And he responded, free Palestine. She's still in school.
Wow.
But he gets suspended for saying, free Palestine.
Now, it got to be a catch to this. Was he white, black? What was he?
He was Palestinian.
He was Palestinian.
Yeah, he was a Palestinian.
And she was a white girl.
And she was Jewish.
She was Jewish.
She was Jewish.
Yeah,
so she gets to call him a terrorist. She gets to laugh at him.
Wow.
Because they bombed the hell out of his country.
Wow, man.
These low-life colonizers that are the Israelis. Okay?
Wow.
All right? All right? You know, this is the thing. Like I said, not only can you not say anything or have any criticism of Israel, but if you do, they're looking to punish you for it. If they would punish that child, all right? And what I tell you last week, a lot of these jobs now, these corporations, to protect themselves from being fined or something shut down by the government or whatever, are making people sign contracts where they state they will not protest Israel and what Israel is doing in Palestine. Okay? You talk about some devilish, low-life, dead-ass people. This is what they are. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye.
You're Deezy. What's up? What up, B? Hey, yo, yeah. The Pilgrims was the first terrorists. I understand you. You're Deezy, Beezy, be easy. Yo, what's up, Miss Bob? What's up, Steve? Yo, Tut, what's good? What you been doing? Working? I ain't seen you, bro. Ray, what's happening? Hey, yo, Daryl, Tickles. Hey, I ain't seen you either, bro. Anno, I see you. Hey, Tammy. Our next class is November 26th. So link up with my man, whose number I told you to call, so you can get in on the class, and we'll make sure you get your, you know what you need to get. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Keep talking to me. That's what's up.
WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma in the building.
Your third eye optometrist and
intellectual service.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. You know, it's something when we often hear people say this: "Put yourself up by your bootstraps."
And you ain't got no boots on.
You
ain't got no socks.
Yeah. Put yourself up by your bootstraps.
And they always tell black people to do that.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
And we do, though. We somehow do.
We do, because we're resilient, strong people.
You still tell us to do something. We don't have any inclination of what it is that you're supposed to have. We don't have that, but we still make something happen. We make stuff happen out of nothing. That's our capability.
But when you say necessity is the mother of invention, you're talking about black people. That's word, you know. And then the crazy thing is when you have immigrants come in,
right?
People from other countries come in and say, "Well, you know, my dad came here with nothing." All right, I mean, he is an Arab and he suffered racism as an Arab or Indian or Chinese, you know, and he was still able to make it. Okay, how come black people couldn't make it? It's just that you're lazy and you went through, you just weren't strong enough to. Okay, hold up. Let me give you a list of reasons why black people, in spite of our resilience.
You know what, Pat? Get them.
Here we come. All right, here's the list. Chattel slavery. How many Arabs, Indians, and Asian people suffered chattel slavery? Not a goddamn one.
Get them.
Jim Crow. After chattel slavery ended in 1865, we had, 12 years. What was called Reconstruction. And during Reconstruction, people just off the plantation built towns, farms, businesses.
Get 'em.
And scared the hell out of white people.
Right.
So they instituted Jim Crow laws. What is Jim Crow? Jim Crow is basically 100 years of white domestic terrorism against black people.
Wow.
100 years.
100 years.
100 years. During that 100 years, we built hundreds of towns across the country. All those towns were destroyed by white terrorism, white domestic terrorism.
Wow.
100 years.
And think about that. We've been in a terrorist war for 100 years.
Yeah.
And we don't want to protect ourselves.
Huh?
Yeah. Come on, man. Think about that.
Now, I don't know about who we are.
We don't want to protect you.
Yeah.
I know you want to protect.
But because you roll up on me with that crap, you're going to find something. You're going to F around and find out. All right. Along with Jim Crow,
right?
They had black codes. Okay? These were laws, written and unwritten, that governed black behavior. Okay?
Right.
For instance, this young brother in 1923 was running to catch the train. He accidentally bumped into a white woman.
Wow.
She screamed. A group of white men came out of nowhere, grabbed him, jumped him, beat him, and lynched him.
Wow.
This was not about law. This was not about assault. This was about governing black behavior. An incidental accident.
Right.
He bumped her, and they lynched him for it. That's one story of thousands of stories of our black people living under these black codes. You ever heard of a laughing barrel? I've educated people on this before.
I think you have. Tell me again, though.
Okay. In the South, there were barrels in cities on the corners, on corners periodically from place to place.
Yeah, I remember now.
Okay.
You said that.
Yeah.
Where you could.
Those barrels were there in case something struck a black person funny. They were to go to stick their head in that barrel and laugh so as not to give a white person the
inclination
that
you laughing at them.
That you laughing at them.
So you got to run a block and a half to let your laugh out.
To let your laugh
and it be in the barrel.
Yeah. Yep.
Instead of loud. Come on, man.
Because what happened? You would suffer white domestic terrorism.
Yo, that's crazy, man.
And that terrorism, you know what? One of the worst examples of that terrorism was the Red Summer.
Red Summer.
In 1919.
1919.
Where cities all across America, whites rioted and attacked black people for no other reason that they were black and maybe successful. Let me tell you something about lynching.
Wow.
Pay attention to detail, because there's levels to this thing. Okay? Have you ever noticed that most of the black people that were lynched were well dressed? Have you ever noticed that most of the black men who were lynched usually had on a suit and tie?
Wow.
Not only were they lynched for being black, but they were lynched for being successful. How dare you as a black person have some semblance of economic success? Okay? Ida B. Wells, the great Ida B. Wells, one of the founders of the Niagara movement in the NAACP. Had my criticisms about that, but Ida B. Wells, one of the strongest black women to come along. She had a friend that had a grocery store. His grocery store had such great products, okay, that it damn near shut down the white general store. Because blacks stopped going to the white general store and went to this black man's grocery store where they would not only would get good products at good prices, but were treated with respect. They burned that man's store down and lynched him, and Ida B. Wells wrote about it in her paper. They ran her out of town, burned down her newspaper, and her press. How dare you have success as a black man?
Wow, man, that's crazy.
And soon as we got off the plantation, all right, there's another one on the list. We had convict leasing. Okay? So, you know, what they would do is they came up with these BS laws. Okay? Vagrancy. Now, you just got off the plantation. How dare you ask somebody for a job? You're a vagrant, you're under arrest, you're going to prison. And then we're going to rent you out to the same damn plantation when you was a slave.
Wow.
Yeah, I said it several times last week. We don't own our slaves no more. We rent them now.
Yeah. That's terrible.
Still going on.
To this day.
To this day.
2024 coming into. That's crazy, man.
Coming into.
I can't believe that.
Yeah. And on these prison plantations in the South.
Right.
They still got people picking cotton.
Wow. And they got machines that pick cotton now. But they'd rather have a black person out there doing it. Really? Come on, man.
Yeah. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. You ever heard of the GI Bill? Okay, after World War II, the GI Bill was instituted to help returning soldiers get education, get job skills, get homes, to come into the middle class.
Yeah.
But that GI Bill was denied to black people. It was the GI Bill exclusions. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Part of that GI Bill and part of the New Deal was to have FHA mortgage. Guess what? Black people were denied mortgages. How do you build wealth? You buy a home. You buy that home and send your children to school or start a business. Okay? If your area is redlined, you can't get a loan to improve your home. Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Okay?
They vicious, man.
Yeah. And then you had urban renewal. Yeah. We're going to fix up the urban areas. And the way we're going to fix them up is we're going to steal black people's land and build on it and give it to white people. We're going to institute the interstate highway. But what we're going to do is, instead of building it over here by the riverfront, we're going to build it right through the middle of the thriving black community and split that community up and ruin those businesses. Urban renewal. Boy, pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
Right. Taking, diverge all of traffic over the city where we was making money at as a black, business.
Right.
That's just, you got to think of how deep that is.
So as we made money anyway and entered the middle class, and more of us entered the middle class, we sought better housing. But what did these white people do?
What they do, bro?
They put in leases when they would sell to other white people that you could not sell to a black person. It was called the racial covenants.
And these bills are still in existence right now in a lot of places where they are alive and living right now. So what do we do about that? How do we go about changing this
paradigm?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Well, what we do about it is, first of all, we have to remember our ability to manage a state, to manage a city, without selling out to them. Okay?
Okay.
All right. And look, I seen a brother talking about this right here. Check it out. He's in the club. He's in the strip club. Some black athletes come in.
Right.
They just shelling out the money to these strippers.
Oh, yeah. Making it rain, making it snow. All
making it snow, making it rain. Yeah. So the brother said, he went to one of them brothers, one of them black athletes, and said, hey, man, check this out. I got this idea where we could buy up a whole block of real estate in the city, flip them houses, make them better, make them livable, and sell them at a price that black people could afford.
Right.
Now, he just spent $200,000 on a goddamn stripper.
Throwing it in the air.
Yeah, throwing it in the air.
Yeah.
But he told the brother, you're going to have to talk to my accountant.
But that's the mind frame. Yeah. You gotta understand, we've been indoctrinated, we've been bamboozled, we've been around the muffin. I mean, it's so much stuff that's been done to the black man that we don't even really realize when a good thing is going on to get invested.
Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps.
Wow.
So we got thriving communities. We're coming out of the 70s. You know, a time of a cultural awakening, a time of economic growth and what have you for the black community. Okay? A time where the society had been opened up and we were getting corporate jobs.
Right.
Factory jobs and what have you. It's too much. We're advancing too fast. We're becoming dangerous.
Right. So what they do?
They flooded our community with cocaine, with crack, and our own people. See, this is what you get called control out of chaos. You bring about the chaos by flooding our communities with death and destruction from these drugs, and our own people are saying, hey, we got to do something about this. Y'all got to do something about these drugs and the violence and death and family destruction that is causing.
Call on the same people that said put the play in process,
right? And
then we want to go to them for help.
So what did they do? They said, you know what? We're going to help you. We're going to have a war on drugs. Which turned out to be a war on us.
Exactly.
Right.
That's crazy. But it's real.
Yeah, it is real.
Yeah. And it's still right now in effect.
Pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Well, how you going to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps when you're the breadwinner in your house is now forced into the underground economy because what you did was you shut down the factories in the city that were providing jobs, that were giving livable wages, and moved them out to the suburbs off the bus line.
Hey, they actually moved them out of the country. Sent them over to China. They got rid of these factories. They stopped doing the factories.
You can't raise your family on no goddamn Burger King salary.
Come on, man. And that's all they want you to work. Burger King, McDonald's, Goodwill. I mean, all the places that you can't support a family at.
That's right.
You know, that's
Walmart. Walmart actually has training classes to teach their employees how to apply for social services, food stamps.
And
you got a full-time job and your employer won't pay you enough, but they're going to take time out of their business to teach you how to get social services. Put yourself up by your own bootstraps.
Yo, that's crazy.
And in the midst of all this, we're still dealing with ongoing police terrorism in our community.
Now that's messy.
You goddamn right it is. WHGE 95.3 FM. I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma in the building. Yo, your boy is waking up. You hear me? y'all get ready to turn in the raw. Get ready to be. Yo, the hypocrisy. Most definitely. Yes, jealousy is the worst emotion. Most definitely. Jakim, you know what I mean? Big up the Miss Ba. Hey, yo, Daryl, what you say? No disrespect to the Jews, but are they going to come up with like a black square? I mean, I ain't get that. Like they do for the Jews. There's been a black Holocaust going on before, during, and after that.
Okay. Why would the perpetrators of the Holocaust, of the black Holocaust, do something about it? No, they're not going to come up with no black square. They're going to keep on murdering us. That's what they're going to do.
They're trying to eliminate us by any means necessary.
Damn right.
Which is not going to happen because we are the original.
WHGE 95.3 FM. Okay.
Mr. Gibbs.
Ongoing police terrorism. Okay. I'm going to wait until I get all the facts. You know what that is? That's white supremacists for, I'm going to wait until the police tell me what happened. And I'm going to support them no matter what. Even if they tell me even if what they tell me is completely fantastical, which is he was or she was black. It was late at night in a black neighborhood. The officer felt threatened.
I don't get that either. How you feel threatened? You got a gun, a taser, a billy stick, a handcuff, the spray, the car to run you over, the shotgun next to you, the computer to call for backup, the cell phone, and the radio. When you get that, and you feel threatened to somebody that has nothing.
See but they did have something. But they had that weapon, that black skin.
Oh man, that black skin will do something to you. What did it do to you?
I'm telling you.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
To the picture, flashing a gang sign or looking tough. Not a graduation of when he brought home flowers for mom. Yeah. You're on your way home with some flowers for mom on Mother's Day. And that cop seen you and you had too much swagger. You're dangerous.
Right. And they do that because it happened to me before.
Yeah. You know what? The officer was scared there might be a demon.
Well, he was a real demon.
Yeah. The kid shot point blank in the head while in handcuffs, somehow almost grabbed the officer's gun. Had to shoot him in the head. He almost grabbed my gun. Yeah. And now the interviews with that uncle who just got out of prison, some neighborhood kid who says he did drugs, followed by story of eye gouging and neighborhood sports events, lots of stats about black on black crime, because we're doing it to ourselves. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk about white on black crime. I'm going to wait for the facts. It's just the way of white people saying F his breath. The black people. Yeah. That's word. That's what that crap is. And I tell you something.
What, bro?
All right. And it's so that our words scare the hell out of them. All right. I seen a sister in the store. She getting harassed by this white woman. And the sister said, you know what, I'm getting tired of her. And she turned to the white woman and she said, Ugala, sakumudika, wa, si. And then she said to the white woman, your stomach hurt now, don't it? The white woman ran off and called the cops and said the black girl put a curse on her. The black girl didn't even know what the hell she said. She was messing with it.
He got her. Yo.
I'm gonna use that. The very next time.
And point at you.
Point at you. And because, it's easy to get people because, most people got some aches and pains somewhere. Yeah.
Just call them out. Your knee hurt, don't it?
Yep, exactly.
You gonna fall out later on tonight.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But that's what they say. They say words are spells, and that's what I think they scare of the most. Because
and this actually dates back to slavery. Because when you had African people that were not even a generation removed from the African continent, and they understood the power of their spirituality. Okay, they could speak death on your ass. Yeah, so what they did was they put masks on black women, especially during slavery time. And these masks had blades that went inside your mouth. If your tongue moved, it would cut your tongue.
Yeah, to stop you from talking.
What kind of evil bastard has to come up, that has the mindset to come up with some mess like that?
They didn't want us talking our own language either.
No.
Because they didn't understand what was going on.
That's word. The officer was threatened. Okay.
What about the person being threatened?
Yeah.
The officer has all of these protective things on him, and yet you still feel threatened?
Yeah.
When I'm talking to you on a calm and cool and collective vibe?
Let me tell you how slimy these people are.
Slimy.
I'm going to tell you about Dexter Wade. Many of you haven't heard about this.
Dexter Wade.
For 7 agonizing months, Bernstein Wade was searching for her missing son, Dexter.
I heard about that.
This mother's hope was shattered when she discovered the painful truth.
Yeah.
Her son Dexter was run over by a police car the very same night he went missing.
Really?
But instead of being informed, Mrs. Wade was left in the dark. Jackson, Mississippi police knew Dexter's identity, yet they never reached out. They laid him to rest in an unmarked grave.
In the back of their...
They put him in Potter's field. Like he was nothing. And they left him in that pottered grave, which is in this pottered grave, which his mother only discovered 172 days later. Coincidentally, in 2019, her 62-year-old brother was slammed to the ground by the police and killed. And words that the lack of help she received might be a form of retaliation for speaking out about her brother's death. And now she lost her son, who was a father struck down in the prime of his life. These findings are not the result of law enforcement, but the result of this mother's relentless search, only to find betrayal at the hands of those meant to serve and protect. They had her looking for him all that time, and they knew who he was and where he was, and they left her without any answers or any form of accountability. This is a system that failed this mother, her son, their family, who will be held for accountability for Dexter's death.
Not only that, his plot was 172 out of how many?
Yeah.
All of them, they was all John Doe bodies that was in that plot. And it was 172 of them. And
it was 172 days.
Oh, I thought it was 172 plots that they
no, much more.
It was more than that. I thought his plot was 172.
No, there's more. In the Potter's field, there's hundreds.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
But she found her son. There's no accountability. Okay? He was accidentally run over. I doubt that. I seriously doubt that.
Even if he was accidentally run over, why you couldn't come and knock on the door and say, look, we had an accident, we're going to punish this officer for being drunk on the job or sniffing cocaine or whatever, however made him not pay attention to run your son over, we're going to punish him for that. But they don't do that. They stick together, they stick to the blue code, it's a blue line, and that's the line, don't cross that. Come on, man.
Especially when they murder somebody in retaliation, they're going to protect their own. WHGE 95.3 FM, the Open Eye. We're not finished with you yet. I know it's after 12 o'clock.
It's after 12?
Yeah, it's after 12. I know I got something else here for you. Don't tell me I left this. Oh, sucky.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's all right. That's all right. All right. But yeah.
We have to start thinking as one brain. All the black people. We have to come together and think as one brain.
That's what
and if we don't do that, we're always going to be torn apart.
That's right. Because see, the thing is, what we get mixed up on, all right? Collective thought does not mean thought control.
Right.
Okay? Collective thought means thought purpose.
Right.
All right? And that's what we need. Thought, collective thought. All right, for unified purpose. All right, which is why my mantra is organized unity for progressive revolution. These are not the words some full of themselves ranting. Okay, like we would be the great saviors of our community and what have you. There are many of you out there with great ideas on how to fix this, but there are too many out there. Okay, that are worried that if you step up and do what we need to do to advance our people, that you're going to be punished for it. Guess what? You're already suffering at the hands of these colonizers.
You think you could be punished anymore?
Anymore?
I mean, you can, because they got some stuff for you.
Yeah.
But, hey, when you going to put your foot down and your chin up and your chest out? That's right. And let them know, hey, they want some, come and get it. Exactly. And that's where it starts at. If you don't stand up for our rights and stand up for self and your family, we're always going to be ran over and walked upon.
And haven't you gotten tired of that? Okay? You can continue to live under this oppression and claim that no one has ever pointed a path out of the abyss of this oppression. It's not true. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Huey T. Newton, Fred Hampton, Patrice Gibbs, and Nsoromma.
I was getting ready to say they all have something in common, but we living.
Pointed a path out of the abyss of oppression. It's up to us to grasp that and move forward as a people. WHGE 95.3 FM. And as we always tell you, destiny determines who enters your life, but you decide who stays.
Right.
Therefore, value those who value you, and don't treat those as a priority.
Who treat you as an option.
I'm Patrice Gibbs.
Nsoromma in the building.
Thanks for joining us on
Stay strong. Hey, yo, thank y'all for tuning in. Yo, the time goes so fast, you know what I'm saying? When we be out here dropping some science and knowledge to y'all, that, you know, that hour go by like black loud. So, yo, tune in next Saturday, 11 to 12, Open Eye Radio Show with your boy, Nsoromma, and my boy.
Hey, what do I always tell you? It's coming. Global African supremacy. Look what's going on in Nigeria. Look what's going on in Burkina Faso. And look what's going on in some of our own hearts and minds and our people waking up. Global African supremacy, because the world was a much better place when the black man ruled. Thanks for joining us. Peace.
Oh yeah, and yo, you can go get our music streaming on all platforms. Nsoromma, Mr. Gibbs, you dig? Yaga.